Unify
I'm starting to
leadership. Let's move. Let's lead. Let's ride. Unify leadership. Light that flame, turn it up loud. Remember the name. Unify leadership. Power and pride. We don't just talk, we testify. Unify leadership. Heart and grind, purpose and rhythm, perfectly timed. Bass hit heavy, croppers and rhythm, purpose and rhythm, perfectly timed. Bass hit heavy, crowd on sway. Culture clay, truth and play. Sifu Rafael, calm control, leaders in sync. Hearts of gold, focus sharp, the mission clear. Every step forward, silence the fear. Discipline dripping, confidence, how we move together, we amplify. Who we are, unified. What we lead, unified. Stand tall, unified. Every time, unify leadership. Raise that bar, leaders in rhythm, born to spar. Raise that bar, leaders in rhythm, born to spar. Steady and true, the sound of the few that follow new. Strong alive, this is the beat where leaders thrive. Unified leadership.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing this morning, good brother?
I am exceptional, getting better every day. It's Friday morning. I got to tell you, I am beyond thrilled that you and I are doing something together today.
Yeah, man. As we both should feel that way, Sifu.
It
We
is a
should.
special day because I almost stepped on a cat, went under a ladder, all these crazy things. I'm just kidding. It is Friday the 13th, y'all.
Yes, that's right. It is. Um, I saw it on a commercial the other day. Or some horror movies coming out. That's what it was. Some horror movie and said March the 13th. And I was like, I wonder how long they've been planning for that to be.
Right.
You
Coming out
know,
today.
yeah, today on just this day, like, it's so funny how it's so many things that's happening, especially, in the media world,
Oh, yeah.
from social media to, you know, the news, just so many different things, Seafood. And I catch myself a lot of times just catching little subtle things like that, brother. Something
Yeah.
that subtle. Man, March the 13th, Friday the 13th, start thinking about Jason Voorhees. And as a kid, watching that's probably the scariest movie I ever watched in my life up to that point. The Birds as well. Remember that movie, The Birds? Yeah,
Alfred
I think,
Hitchcock, man.
yeah, Alfred Hitchcock, bro. So, but Friday the 13th that one hit different, man, because I had to run home that night after that movie. Um, I knew, man, Jason Voorhees is out here. Period. Like he's out here. So March the 13th, I don't, my spiritual journey, brother, I can't look at days like today and get caught into that. You know what I mean? Anymore since it's growing and maturing, and man, it's a constant inner battle, which is so relevant to divide and conquer.
Mhm.
Divide and conquer, man. And again, Seafood, before we deep dive into this, I want to say, man, to the viewers out there, to the listeners out there, um, we
Mhm.
thank you. We thank you. If it's just one person, we thank
Mhm.
you this morning. We thank you. We're not chasing stardom here. We're not chasing fame here. We're not chasing accolades here. What we're doing is we're taking a word known across the world, man, that starts with the creator, the most high God, and that's leadership. We're
Mhm.
taking that particular word to the highest of level, plane, plateau, elevation, whatever it's called out there. We're taking leadership to that level.
That's
We're
right.
stretching our rubber band. Like, hey, some things. When I thought about the topic this morning, Seafood, divide and conquer, man, I was like, yo, it starts again with myself. Sifu, you got 10 shows. You know, I speak on a lot of different platforms as well, brother. And these different platforms that I speak on, one of the highest platforms that I speak on is with my wife and my children, brother. My wife and my children. When I have to make real leadership decisions, when I have to, sometimes really stop and ponder and think about, man, what I'm about to say or what I'm about to do is going to affect my family, dog. And when I'm feeling, I know if I say it, it's going to hurt my family.
Mm.
Or if I do this particular thing, man, my family's not going to understand it right now. But as my great grandmother, used to always say, man, they're going to understand it by and by. Just like me, just like you, Sifu. We've learned things over time, by and by. And as this chat starts to fill up with people, and people are coming in, man, I humbly this morning, I'm fired the hell up. I personally, truly fired the hell up, man, because I know divide and conquer starts with myself.
Mhm.
It's nobody else. Shout out to Emilio Roman in the chat this morning. I love you, bro. There's no such thing as a divide and conquer between me and you. There's no such thing. Just like you and I, Sifu, just like me and my wife, just like me and my parents, and I'm going to see today. Because soon as this episode's done, I'm getting on the freeway. I'm driving to be with my mother for a
Nice.
funeral tomorrow. Yeah, funeral tomorrow, brother. My mother has lost so many family members on her side in the last year and a half, 2 years. And do I really want to go? She even told me not to come. But bro, I know just to divide and conquer within self. Man, I need to be there for my mother tomorrow when she gets out of the car and walks into that church for the funeral for her niece.
Mhm.
'Cause my mother's feeling this sense of, man, all of my family is passing. Why am I still here? I'm outliving all of my nieces and nephews, and you know, pray to God, none of my kids, we're all still healthy. But I just open up, man, with that, because I'll be honest with you, Seafood, man, like divide and conquer is a scripted plot plan to happen between all of us, in my opinion. I started the year off this year. Here's what I said I was going to do, and I'll pass it to you, Seafood. At the top of the year, I said, man, what can I do this year that I haven't done? I've done a lot of crap, just like we all have. Physical fitness goals and all of that, man, I've done it.
Mhm.
Eating better, I've done it. Trying to be a better husband, I've done it. But the one thing that really jumped out, brother, I said, man, I'm gonna read the Bible from front to back. I'm gonna start in the beginning. God created the heavens and the earth, and I'm gonna read it all the way into the end. And I'm in Ecclesiastics now, and I was
Mhm.
reading Ecclesiastics yesterday, man. And I said, man, this is so real. This is the realest thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. Being able to have the discernment and the wisdom to understand, bro, that we're fighting principalities. We're fighting um the spirit, bro. Robert Lytle, which we all know, check it out. He dropped a post yesterday. He's leaving work, you all. He's in his Marine uniform because the job that he has working with the ROTC, he still has to show up in uniform. Um, Not every day, but when it warrants. So he's riding in his car back home to his family, and he speaks about the death toll or so-called death toll or whatnot that's happening with the war right now. And
Mhm.
man, I looked at some of those comments and how powerful that uniform really is. Robbie's retired. Robbie's been to Iraq. He's been to Afghanistan. He's fought in the most crummiest of war that we've seen in the last century. and Robbie was there.
Mm.
But it doesn't matter because on social media, well, it matters obviously, but I'm saying in the minds of people, it doesn't matter. All they see is that uniform and a guy saying, you know, innocent lives are never good. Innocent lives, man. And we all feel that. And you know, just like Emilio, when we do roll call together, disclaimers out there. Yeah, it's real, man. Like the trigger warnings that people feel when they think about these highest forms of divide and conquer. And I'm sitting with a man right now who is a Sifu. You know, they told me at the dinner table the other night, Sifu, Dad, it's not it's not IP man, it's it man. I was like, it man, I didn't know that. So, but anyway, you are are well experienced and you know skilled in combat, you know, martial arts, bro. And that's what drew this together. Because I said, bro, if we could find that fusion of military, martial arts, discipline, uh, going beyond our normal carnal mindset, we'll have something special. So I know I said a lot in that opening. I'm gonna be quiet until my heart is harking to say something. But divide and conquer, man, it starts with me, Coach Timothy Oakley, T. Oakley. O'Neill is my middle name. And I'm telling you, to divide and conquer. I just had a dream last night that is trying to divide and conquer. I dreamt of something that woke me out of my sleep, Sifu.
Mm.
Like all jokes aside. So it's in the dream and I woke up like, wow. Looked around and I was like, man. But again, I know where it comes from. Because again, starting with in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth and getting all the way up to Ecclesiastics, those principalities, those spirits out there, they're fighting, you know, because they know I'm a warrior. They know I'm not going to be conquered by foolishness. They know I'm not a fool. They know I'm sober. They know that, man, everything that we're doing, brother, is for the betterment of human society, mankind, whatever we want to call it. And we step up, man. We step up when others may not know how. The experiences that we have, it's our duty to step up and do the right thing at all times, man, to the best of our ability. And when we fall short, I expect you, Seafood, to hold me accountable. I'm
You know,
wired that way.
you
Hold
know,
me
I run
accountable. Look me in my
likewise.
face. Yeah, tell me straight up, like, hey, you can't call yourself a leader, T.O., but you're not executing in a manner in which the leader that I know you are is expected to execute. You know, if we're on the dojo mat, you're gonna do the same thing. If I take you to the basketball court, Sifu, I'm gonna school you, bro. I'm gonna school you.
Let's let's go. I'm ready.
I come to NY, bro. We go to Harlem, to Rucker
Accept
Park, Coney Island, wherever in New York City, I'm gonna
Let's
school
go.
you.
Let's do
And I'm gonna put my
well.
arm around you and say I love you, bro. So thank you for allowing me to share that because this is a topic, man, that you know is really heavy, bro. In all aspects of my life.
Mm.
It's not just one pinpointed thing, Seafood. It's the internal every single day. I either build or I destroy. I either divide or I conquer. I'm either trying to have peace or I'm trying to then gonna have whatever, you know, the opposite. So I thank you, man, for providing, you know, such a amazing topic, man. And I'm excited to hear what you have this morning, brother. I got my
Absolutely.
notepad and I got my pen and I'm gonna be writing as you talk, bro, because
You and I
it's
both
important.
usually do that, right? We take notes. We understand. We learn from each other. We learn from everybody
Yeah. Yes,
around
sir.
us. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
definitely. We did start with today is March the 13th, and a lot of people and the industry, if you will, Hollywood said, "Hey, how do we capitalize on something? How do we make something scary that's not really
Yeah.
scary?" And they did a
Hmm.
great. I'm going to tell them they did a great job. They did divide and they did conquer that realm of wow, Friday the 13th, it's mysterious. No, it's just another Friday, but it just happens
Yeah.
to fall certain times a year.
Yeah.
And yeah, even the movie Friday the 13th came out, and that one's oof, so scary. I've never seen a
Right.
movie that scared me. What has truly scared me is not living. So for me, I got to live every day, otherwise I'll be scared of it. And so everything that you talked about, and sorry to hear about that. You're going to a funeral for someone who passed. But
Yeah.
if we think about funerals, it is a time to celebrate not the fact that they passed on, but the life that they had, the times that we were able to spend with them, because that's the beauty of life. We
Right.
don't know when it's our calling, but while we're here, we should go deep and love and share and be unique and do our due diligence, right?
Yeah.
So and thank you for bringing up Robert Lytle, because the more that I'm getting to know the man, the more I'm starting to love the man. Right? And there's so many people that you've introduced me to, and that are going to be coming on our shows that I feel so
Yeah.
passionate about. Right? People who make a difference in not only our lives but the lives of everyone they touch, and that's the importance of conquer and divide, because they're not conquering people, but they're conquering their hearts through their actions. And I think that's a really powerful thing. So
Mhm.
the question is that I want people, if you're watching us, and don't be shy, go ahead and and put some comments in there. Don't be afraid of doing so. Angeline, good morning.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning.
Louis, thank you for being here.
Louis
Emilio, thank you for being
Alicio.
here.
Yeah. See Louis
Definitely.
out there.
So, one of the things that we want to consider is the question, right? What does divide and conquer really mean? So, historically, it's been used in the military as strategy. So, you want to break a large challenge into smaller, manageable parts. And then you have to assign responsibility. And the most important part, it's execute with coordination, because you cannot take out a map and go, we're going to take over this part, this part. No, it's everything has to be coordinated. How do we move the troops? How do we do this? How do we do that? The same thing if you step into a ring and you're going to have a fight. How do you execute? You need to understand your opponent. Do they throw a lot of jabs, or do they throw hooks, or they do not throw a jab? So it's understanding the battleground that you're in, and sometimes it's not in the battleground of military or a fight. It's a battleground of your own existence.
Mhm.
So think about the decision and the division of tasks, not the division of people, but tasks. How do we handle things every single day? So think about any situation. If it's a problem, you have to divide the problem. You have to divide it into manageable ideas and solutions. How do I tackle one aspect of that problem at a time, so that there is a resolution to it? And I think that's one of the things about divide and conquer, because I do want to conquer my problems. And the reason I want to conquer my problems is because I don't want them anymore. Right? Do
Right.
you want problems, Coach Tio? But guess what? They're going to show up.
That's right.
They're going to show up no matter. You can do your best to avoid all problems. You can lock yourself up in a room, hide away in a cave, but then you're going to have the problem of, uh-oh, I get hungry, I got to eat, I got to go use the restroom. So now you have to get out of there, or you have to do it in your business in that room. And if you don't have enough supplies, then you have a problem. So that no matter what you do in life, there's going to be a problem. So the problem of solution to your problem is to divide the problem. So let's take it that way, right? Take it down to the nitty gritty. What is the problem that you're facing right now? in real time that you have to divide so you can solve it. Can I share with you, Coach? We are going to be having an incredible event happening May 15th through the 17th. And we already got people signing up for it, people who are going to be there. And this is a presenter, Renee Jackson Smith. You met her in Tampa. Oh my goodness, she
Yes.
is such a powerful person.
Yes.
And Jacqueline Strominger, she is another powerhouse. She's going to be there. And then we have other people who are interested in coming in. And obviously, you're going to get the best of the best because here he is, right? And then, of course, yeah, I'll be there too. What the heck? Why not? I'll
Yes.
throw myself in the mix.
Right. Yes.
But if you want to know and how to solve your problems, like I said, we all have problems every single day. Here's a problem that happens a lot. Uh, hey, honey, what do you want to eat for dinner? Oh, I don't know. What do you want to eat for dinner? Oh no, what? So it's tiny little problems to, hey, we have to pay the mortgage and we don't have enough, or we have to pay the kids' college tuition, and we have the boiler broke down, or this happened, or we have to take a trip. We have to get gas for the car. We have to get to the airport. Everything is a situational awareness that we need to divide it so we can conquer it. And it's maybe you have to get an Uber. That's right there. That's divide. And then you have to conquer it by making the call, hitting it on your phone, or however it is you're going to do. And so every day it's about divide and conquer. Every day. And the thing is, when it comes to leadership, how do you divide? How do you conquer? And what we're going to be doing May 15th through the 17th is we're going to give you a game plan. You're going to walk away with so many incredible ideas and concepts. Think about the concept of leadership. You're going to walk away with 10 different perspectives that you can apply that week after the event. A strategy you've already built in the room itself. It's not homework that you'll have to go home and ignore. It's actionable steps that you're going to be taking. So consider every day when we challenge ourselves to accomplish anything, we need to divide and we need to conquer. What are your thoughts about what I just said, my brother?
Um, I love how you took it to a level of breaking it down piece by piece. I love that for starters,
Mhm.
because when we think of divide, especially in the nation in which we live and the things that we see that's happening around us every single day,
Mm,
it's easy to see divide one way
mm,
because it's constantly pushed out there. You know, it's everything is divided in some kind of way. And we know, just going back to united we stand, divided we fall. You know, little young kids are taught that from the onset.
mm,
United we stand, divided we fall. Unified leadership, unity, uni. I've told you this before, Sifu. I study etymology because etymology has helped me to sort of tap back into the mindset of these words that we use every single day in the real, true, rooted meaning
mm,
behind them. Whether it's Greek, whether it's Latin, got it. But the reality is like system. When I think about what you were saying, because I'm in my leadership like OODA loop right now, or as we say, my brain housing group. I'm in it. Like if
I hear you.
Louis Alicio is still out there, I love you, bro. You know that. I'll go to the end of life with you. You know that. And Luis Alicio and I, man, we've sat kneecap to kneecap in some of the most stressful situations a
Mm.
brain could fathom. And the only way we were able to conquer it was through unification.
Oof.
It didn't always feel good. Louis knows this as he sits in Hubbard, Ohio right now. I'm down here in Georgia. But we still have the telekinesis in terms of what we've experienced together and what we've been through, Sifu. And we were always operating within a system.
Mm.
We both had an understanding. And I've said it before. Louis was my boss.
Mm.
But what I loved, it was like the best coaches in the world, Phil Jackson, uh, you know, Big Cigar, Boston Celtics, man, Red Auerbach, I think is his name,
Mm.
Bobby Knight, Indiana. I would say Venus and Serena's father, Richard Williams, was a great coach, man. He took those two young girls to prominence. It started them real young. Alicio was that for me. He was my coach. He was my boss. I still call him boss to this day. I'll call him, "What's going on, boss? You good, boss? What's the weather like up there?" But I say that based on I've heard Emilio say it. We heard it a lot in the military, in the Marine Corps system. Save yourself time, energy, and money by operating within the system. So Alicia and I, we had a system as drill instructors. Our sole mission was to make Marines. What everybody across the world thinks in their mind what a Marine is. We had the complexity aspects that we had to come together kneecap to kneecap and figure out how to make a Marine. How do we make a Marine?
Mm.
You go down to Paris Islands, big old sign that stretches across the street. Can't miss it. It's like the marquee. It says, "We make Marines." Before you even enter onto the island, big
Right.
sign out front that talks about "We make Marines." Robbie Lytle and I last night were talking about this old drawing that someone drew within our building that we worked in, right outside of what we call the Series Gunnery Sergeant's office. And it's just like this makeshift drawing of a drill instructor. And you could see these like three little whisker lines on both sides of the eyes, man. And he looks so just demanding, man. He looks so just hard, nail biting, just ah. And whoever painted that was trying to paint that picture that, hey, man, this is the genetic makeup of who we are, and
Yeah.
it's going to get hard, and it's going to be tough, and it's going to be long, arduous days. But again, just based off what you're saying, we broke it down bit by bit. Luis Alicio gave me the autonomy. And this is not to sit here and kiss Louis Alicio's butt, bro. Louis knows me well. This is in the vein, in the spirit of divide and conquer, a strategy or leadership failure. It's we never failed because we were truly unified. We
Right.
didn't Lewis didn't care that I'm African American. I didn't care about his race and color. I didn't care how much money he had, what kind of car he pulled up to the building at zero dark 30 every morning. None of that mattered, bro. The only thing that mattered was when we sat down every day together. We knew, bro, we must keep our eye on the sparrow, bro. Keep our eye on the prize. We're dealing with different personalities. We're dealing with kids from all across the East Coast, from the east of the Mississippi, raised different. Doesn't matter. We have a system, and they're going to then going conform, and they're going to operate within our system. And then we did it all over again in Virginia. We took the same model from South Carolina, Paris Island Seafood, and we did the same exact implementation up in Virginia with Marine officers. So it was a reel that I put out the other day with Mr. Alfredo from Wounded Warrior Regiment. And he's talking about, man, you look too young to be a sergeant major and all this good stuff. But the one thing that really, really jumped out for me, brother, was at the end, he said, so you went from being in trouble as a young 17-year-old, 18, whatever, to getting in the Marine Corps, and you were leading the leaders.
Mm.
He was like, I know, everybody knows in the military you have enlisted and you have officers. The officers, even if you go back and watch the movie Glory with Denzel Washington and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I don't know his real name in real life, but I know him as Ferris Bueller. He was the officer in the movie Glory. And you had Denzel, who played the part of the young, disgruntled soldier. Then you had the old school, wise old owl, as in Morgan Freeman. But because they were unified during that era, when Jim Crow, all the crazy stuff was happening, you could see in that movie, man, like the privilege of the officer. Again, Louis Alicio, my boss. I show up, Sifu, already knew nobody here could tell me anything, bro. Nobody. From the commanding officer to nobody could tell me anything. Why? Because my boss is here. His name is Louis Alicio. And I trust that man. Man, I'll lay my life down for that man. He could come and stay in the house with Kizzy for 6 straight months, and I wouldn't bat an eye, brother. Kizzy wouldn't either, because she knows Louis Alicio. And every dang on year, I get a handwritten letter from Louis Alicio that reminds me of that.
Mm.
So with him being here with me this morning and you this morning for this topic, divide and conquer, man, him and I lived it, brother, and still living it. So my question to you, Sifu, is, and I ask you this quite often because it really is important to me, but why this topic and why now?
This topic is prevalent every day. If you think about it, right? Um, as a leader, I'm training teams all the time. I'm helping people understand whether I'm training a team that's going to go help other people, or I'm training somebody who's going to get on stage. Because I train people in speaking and so forth and presentations. We have to understand that leaders actually do break down the problems. And how do we break them down? We have to divide and to conquer them every day. So it's an everyday occurrence for me. And we could have this topic 3 weeks from now. It's still the same thing, right? So what I notice is that a lot of leaders, they overwhelm their teams. And when everything big becomes so urgent that people lose focus on the details. And I'm a detail guy. Oh my gosh, details matter. They matter so much. And thank you for being here with us, Louis, because you definitely touched upon Coach Tio and the fact that he has so much faith in you. That's a beautiful thing. And thank you for having faith in me, Coach Tio, for saying
Absolutely.
yes to doing this show together. And what happens is that a good leader can either bring somebody to the light or they can put them in a dark place.
Yeah.
And that's what I've seen so many times. And sometimes people freeze when their leadership is down. The leadership is not guiding them. And sometimes there's no clarity. So execution of any kind truly breaks down. But great leaders And like we've been talking about, they break things down so it's simplified, so people understand. I don't just tell somebody, hey, go do this, and then they come back and they didn't do it exactly. I first ask before I say, hey, this is what has to happen. Do you understand how to do it? And I don't even take their word for it. Sometimes I'll say, this may be complicated. Can you break it back down for me? What are you going to do? What are your next steps? So, yeah, I'm going to divide. And it's not because I don't trust them, it's because we both want the same end result. We want to solve the problem that we have in front of us, whatever that is. And you met some of the people that were part of my crew.
Yes.
And they're exceptional human beings, but a lot of times they may fall short. And it's not, I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to blame them for falling short. There's only one person to blame, and that is me, because maybe I did not clarify. So for me, clarification, sometimes it's redundant. And I have to do that because I want to see them succeed. As a leader, everyone that I lead needs to be successful. And I want them to be way more successful than I ever was or will be. So we have to break down. If you're thinking of war, if you're thinking of a war room, if you're thinking of anything, you have to break it down. Totally break it down.
I
Right?
love hearing you say it, brother, because it's like it is so much vigor and passion, dog, in
Mm,
you saying you have to break it down.
yeah.
Like you really have to, Seafood. Like you have to break it down, man.
Yeah.
And you said the word, bro. Clarification is it just in my own definition of it, it's the absence of confusion. Hey, I love one of our other brothers. Man, I know he's not watching this morning, and he may see this one day, the replay, he may not. But his name is Anthony Vigiani. Anthony Vigiani is a Navy Cross recipient, the second highest honor in the land, only to the Medal of Honor. And
Mm,
Tony, Vigiani, man, he would always talk about controlled chaos from a warrior, war fighting spirit of a man. You could Wikipedia him right now. Go on Wikipedia, Anthony Vigiani. And we would same thing. We'd be sitting there kneecap to kneecap. And I can only draw for what I've been through, what I've experienced, Seafood, that
mm,
I know is accurate. If I haven't experienced that accuracy of it, I wouldn't ever talk about it. But I do know, sitting kneecap to kneecap with Anthony, you know, in the moments that we felt was real chaos, he would always look at me and he would say, "Controlled chaos, Clay, triple C's.
mm.
Controlled chaos, Clay, triple C's." Then it got to the point where he would just say triple C and I already knew what it was.
You know,
And
he was
those,
so.
yeah, and those were the moments, Sifu Rafael, I would,
Mm,
he'd look at me, triple C.
oh yeah.
Sometimes I'd take my cover off and I'd look inside of my cover and I had a little picture of my daughter in it. And she's
Powerful.
smiling, just a little beautiful smile. Man, I'd put it back on and, hey, you come here. And my whole approach to that young man would be different because it was a
Mhm.
controlled chaos. And I would give that clarity to that young man because you have to be crystal clear. And we would make them scream out the top of their lungs, crystal. I'm talking as drill instructors, bro. Like that 3 years was the premier leadership experience, bro. And I could draw on many things throughout my career. But bro, that 3 years, and you gotta understand, majority of us were young. We're
Mm.
hot-headed, bro. We're at that prime stake real estate of being in the military service at that time. We're young.
Yeah.
It's like you with the martial arts where you get that Bruce Lee or that Jackie Chan that comes through your training that you know like he's the one, she's the one, you know, and they have all the tools, they're equipped to take this art to its man highest form and beyond. So same with us. And I think about, you know, just again, man, I love you, Seafood, bro. I love you, dog. Like I love you because you showed me how to love you. You demonstrated how I began to really have a real love for you. Like you demonstrated that. We've seen some times, bro, that, you know, that I've seen how you operate. I'll never forget walking through New York City. It's crazy. It's people everywhere. We're right by Madison Square Garden. And you looked at me and you was like, "Where's Anthony?" And I was like, "Ah, man, he's over there with some girl yelling at this girl, whatever it was." And shout out to Cutno. He knows I'm a true speaker for the betterment of trying to help someone else. In that moment, you took the lead, bro. You took charge. From Jose to myself to Lancelot to Mike, Anthony, Big Mo, you took charge and carried out the plan of the day. And I say that depths of my heart, man. I felt so good because I was like, bro, we on Seafood's turf. This is like the movie Warriors. Come on, play. Like, hey, Seafood told us where the destination is. We're going towards that destination. And anything between this coordinate, like you said, this grid coordinate to the next grid coordinate that we must reach, man, Seafood's on it. So again, bro, you demonstrated in real time what I revere, what I know in my spirit. Like I'm not rolling with nobody that doesn't have my back, bro.
Mm.
If you don't have my six, I can't do it. If
Ah,
you gonna stab me as soon as I turn and look over the other way and you stab me in my back, bro, like I can't operate like that. And you showed in that moment in New York City in the thick of it. Like, yo, follow me, fellas. Yeah, you're right, Angeline. I speak from the heart, and you do too, Angeline. And I thank you again. I promised her down in Tampa, Seafood, that we was gonna bring her on this with us, man, because she's so supportive. And man, if you go check out Angeline's page, bro, Angeline got what like 35K followers. Man, them women, they going nuts on her page, bro. And it's just a blessing to see. Cause I'm just like, wow, man, like I know she started that journey somewhere.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And she understands what we're talking about here today, Seafood. Like, man, I tell you, I publicly thank you, Angeline, and I publicly thank you, Seafood. I publicly thank Emilio, Reverend Emilio Ramon. I publicly thank Lancelot. Lancelot was just with CF Jackson. You probably never met her in person, Seafood, but his show on Roku is through CF Jackson. CF Jackson runs I Define TV, which our brother Lancelot hosts his show on and has brought so many amazing people on. I remember he was afraid. I remember he's like, T.O., should I do it, man? You think I said, man, talk to CF, bro. CF live right here in Atlanta. That's my sister, and I think you'd be amazing to do it. So again, man, I say these public thank yous because we are, in our own sense of the phrase, we are really truly divided and conquered. We're breaking things down. We're a light, like you said, man, for a lot of people that's still in darkness. You know, Renee, oh man, I walked in down in Tampa while she was giving her keynote, and just sit there and listen to her speak and her passion, and just seeing her vulnerability that, hey man, I'm here to really learn. And that's what May the 15th through the 17th is about. I'm here to
That's it.
learn, bro. And everybody that will be in that building will walk away, man, so much more equipped, Seafood. So much more equipped, so much more in depth in terms of who you are as a leader. It's so vital, man. Yes, Lancelot wants me on his show. Yes, you need to go, Angeline. Just seeing the growth, man. Like Lancelot is,
A lot is doing, right?
yes, yes. The growth is
His
so
movie just
special.
premiered on yesterday, actually.
Yes. And I
He was
told
at
him,
the
man,
premiere of it, so pretty cool.
I told him, Sifu, when we were at the cigar spot, brother AJ down in Tampa, we locked eyes, Lancelot and I said, bro, get ready, man, because it's the wave is coming. I'm not the Oracle. I know you have another show with the Oracle, bro. Shout out to the Oracle. Um, and I've listened to that show 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, wow, she does possess that Oracle spirit, bro.
Mm.
And I'm not the Oracle, but we all have Oracle within us in our own right.
Yeah,
And looking at Lancelot and saying, bro, get ready. Because God is about to bless you in ways that you haven't seen yet, bro. Like once this movie starts just dissipating out and spreading, different veterans seeing it, and your face will be stained in their heart forever, just like us with any other actor out there.
mm.
I there's a stain that I have of Sylvester Stallone forever.
Mm.
Like, and it starts with the first Rocky, the very first Rocky, bro. Seeing what he went through, he had to divide and conquer, bro. He conquered. Yeah, we know it's Hollywood, but it's the story.
I got a
And
story about Sylvester Stallone. You want to hear it?
hey, we'd love to hear it, man. All
All
of
right.
us.
So Sylvester Stallone used to work at the movie theater as doing taking the tickets. I came to work there after he was fired, and when he got fired for some silly thing, he said to my boss, Eugene, he said, "I'm going to come back, and you're going to respect me."
Mm, wow.
And I was
Wow.
there. I was there the day he came back because I'm in my tuxedo. I'm a young man, and he walks in, and Eugene had to treat him like royalty.
Mm,
It was
wow.
pretty divine, right? And I talked to Sylvester for a little bit, and he told me how he used to work there and all this stuff. And it was pretty cool to see him in the environment that he had been at one point when he was struggling, when he was trying to fight for his right to be seen, right? But meanwhile, he was fighting in a way. He was dividing and he was conquering because he went and his screenplay and so forth, his story of Rocky. A lot of people didn't even want to take him on, right?
That's right.
So everybody in the theater that we worked at probably like, oh yeah, he's just another guy. He's just another guy. But his persistence, the way he divided, the way he didn't give up on his mission, that had to feel so good for him when he came in and he was there. And and Rocky throws his hands up. Guess what? He was proud when he walked into that theater. And I got to tell you, standing next to him was such a powerful moment. He was there with a bunch of other people, At the time, it was with the young lady he was at, not his current wife. But it was really interesting, right? To see somebody who overcame so
Yeah.
many obstacles, if you will. And the movie Rocky truly expresses that it's okay to be down in the dumps. It's okay to continue your struggle. But if you have the fortitude to continue and fight on, you will succeed. And look how successful the man has become. The fact that he wrote so many movies, so many screenplays.
Mm.
And if you think about it, in Rocky, he played the dumb guy.
Yeah.
He didn't express himself so well. I- but he wrote that script for himself. Meanwhile, other people like, oh, you can't play that part. He's like, no, I wrote it for me. It's
Right.
my script, my lines. I'm the one acting it. And a lot of people wanted to take it, but they said, we'll do it without you. He said, nope, nope. I'm the only one that's going to play that part. And so he stuck to his guns. And if you will, look what he's come
Yeah, bro.
from.
It touched the
So
everyday
I just
people,
feel
man.
that, right? That's truly divide and conquer, because even now, even though as successful as he still has to divide. He still has to conquer with all the different movies he's been in. And at one point, I think the other one that divided and conquered so well was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
And they were both in competition with each other
You're
for a
right.
long time.
Right.
Right? Who's better? Who's better? Who's a better action star? And then they unified.
They did. That's right.
They did unify,
They did,
and their
man.
friendship has truly been established, and they'll be in each other's back, all covering their sixes, if you will,
That's what it's
always.
all
So
about, man.
it
That's
is
it.
exact.
That's it, brother. Like in another individual, same vibe is John Candy, man. Like
Mm,
John Candy, man, same thing. Like he's fat, nobody believed in him. Like, bro, you are embarrassment to national TV. Look at you, and
mm,
but he doubled down on the most important essence, and that's himself. His self-actualization became as what we know as John Candy, bro. Saturday Night Live, Radio City Music Hall, all the good things that we walk past. Shout out to Sharky. You know what I'm saying? When you took us down to Radio City, man, that was special. And man, come
mm,
May, bro, the Statue of Liberty. Oh man, like that's gonna be special, brother. I saw the Statue of Liberty. I was on Governor's Island, and I want to say it was probably around 2012. Yeah, 2012, Governor's Island, uh, the One Music Fest. And you know these names, Seafood. Before we get out of here, I gotta just say a few of them. Excuse me. Um, Wu-Tang Clan,
mhm. Oh, yeah.
Buster Rhymes, MF Doom, Black Moon. I mean, put it this way: some of the finest New York MCs of all time. Tribe Called Quest. They were all there. Three different stages. Everybody caught the ferry across the water to Governor's Island, and it was absolute nuts. Top three best concerts I've ever been to in my life. Uh, just over 100 artists performing. Erica Badu, just so many.
Mm,
And man, the last performance of the night to cap it off was from Nas, representing Queens.
mm,
Um, Nas, one of his most famous songs called New York. And he's talking
mm,
about just that that grittiness of New York. Like it's called New York State of Mind. And if you listen to that song, whether you're from New York, you're not, you've ever visited, you haven't never visited, just what you've seen on television or whatever, Seafood, man, you feel like you're there just based off of, the lyrics of that song are so potent. And it's straight New York. It's just like, with Jay-Z and Alicia Keys, New York, which is a remake of the original New York, that same vibe. But when he performed that song, man, and I just remember just looking up over my right shoulder, man, and you could see the Statue of Liberty, dog.
Mhm.
Like, dog, like, man, you talk about reliving a moment. It was like, wow, like that was like the zenith, man, for me personally. It was the same vibe speaking at the spot you curated across from Madison Square Garden. Another zenith moment. Those light bulbs, man, are so impactful, and they only happen with divide and conquer. I had to find a way to get there, bro. What little chump change I had to scrape up and make sure, man, I got to get to this concert. And then when everybody got down to catch the ferry, the line was from Lower Manhattan to dang near Central Park. Everybody waiting because they could only put so many people on the ferries at one time with the weight and all that. So, man, it was a lot of logistical things that took place. But to cap that night off, Statue of Liberty, bro, in New York City, where this man, born and raised, it had performed all around the globe, and he started crying on the mic. Nas, he was crying, man. He broke down on the stage and was like, wow, like this is full circle. And it was a divide and conquer moment for him. All the things he had to traverse to get to that point. He never gave up, like Sylvester Stallone. Like, I love Sylvester Stallone, bro. Like, I love him. I love what he stands for. I picture him just as a service member myself, him, the rendition of him on the screen as John Rambo walking down just some random street, and the sheriff is like, "Hey, get out of our town!" and they provoked him, and they kept provoking him, and next thing you know, he set the whole town ablaze. Like, bro, like I just went and served this country, and I come here and you want to treat me like crap because I'm looking for somewhere to just lay my head and be to myself. I resonate with that. So many military members resonate with that, and a
Yeah,
lot of out there homeless right now because different situations, man. So dividing and conquering, man, is a very important topic, brother. And I
absolutely.
appreciate you this morning for it because
Oh, man, I got
trust
to
me,
tell
man.
you, it's very interesting how we've turned this conversation into all different aspects of divide and conquer, and we brought people who exemplify what that truly means, right? From
Yes.
celebrities to people we actually know, and some of the celebrities we actually know. So it's very interesting. But in the military and in martial arts, think about, we do divide and conquer. We divide in every aspect
Right.
of either at peace or at war, because
Mhm.
we understand that in order to be able to conquer, we have to understand the mission when we're at peace. Therefore, the practice, the hours and hours of drills that we all must go through uh, in order to understand the leadership drills. A leader is never born. A leader, a leader is made. I don't believe in leaderships where people are just thrown into a position and they don't know what to do. I think that that's calling for some problems. I think a leadership has to be built from the inside out, and I do that all the time. I see somebody who could be a leader, and so I start letting them know. I say to them, "Hey, you're going to be a great leader," and they're like, "Who, me?" I'm like, well, just give it time, right? And then slowly, slowly developing them to understand. So you talked about chaos before, and clarity defines how you act in chaos.
Hmm.
Calmness, reserved in chaos. Because if you act chaotic in chaos, you're only going to build on the chaos,
Yes.
right? Just like a fire, the more wood you throw into it, the bigger the flame is going to get. So, how do we eliminate uh, chaos? It's through clarity and through division. But also, we have to also consider, I know we're wrapping it up, we also have to consider that sometimes division creates problems. Division hurts people along the way. So, this particular, I think we should maybe even continue another one on this. And before I go, I got to say that the 27th of this month, we're going to have some really, truly exceptional people joining us on the show live with us. And we may have one spot open. So if anybody, for example, who would you think that would be a great individual to join us? We know that maybe Louis would be a great person to join us. If Louis reach out to T.O. Clay and he'll set you up if you want to join us on the 27th, because we're also going to have, are you ready for this? Drum roll, please.
Yes.
You
Yes.
ready?
Yes.
Jimmy Woods is going to be joining us as well.
That's awesome, bro. Shout out to Jimmy, man.
Yeah, Jimmy Woods is going to be here with us. I'm going to take a quick look and I'm going to tell you who else is joining us. Give me a sec. I have it over here. The 27th, Unified Leadership. We have Renee Jackson, Wendy Cushion, and Blaz Marlot. So these are some people who are leadership experts who are going to
Yes.
be joining us. And we'd love to have one additional person if they can join us. Coach Teo, make it happen.
Yes. I will,
And
bro.
that's going to be March 27th. That's 2 Fridays away. And it's going to be a phenomenal, phenomenal time. I got to tell you, if you're wondering what you should be doing on May 15th through the 27th, and you already are a leader, or if you need to step into a leadership position, or you're considering that maybe you want to get a raise, maybe you want to move somewhere in your organization, maybe you're an entrepreneur, maybe you need to level up your game, maybe you're a solopreneur and you need to know how to even lead yourself better, you need to join us in Farmingdale, New York. And then we're going to take an excursion to Liberty, to the Statue of Liberty. But then afterwards, we're going to wrap up the night at an amazing rooftop overseeing New York City.
Man, that's special,
You
bro.
can't do better than that, man. I got to tell you,
Yes.
we're going to have some exceptional times. The conversations truly lead when everything slows down and we can actually sit with one another and, like you said, lock eyes and have deep conversations. And we can converse on the 3 days that just happened and say, what are you going to do next week? How are you going to implement what you just learned? And it's because we're going to give you a workbook. And the workbook, it's not something you take home and put it in the shelf. It's something you get to continually
Yeah.
do, continually work on. So
Yes.
that's the value of what we're bringing to you guys. So
Yes.
that's my piece. I'm saying it, and I'm blessed by you, brother. I love you so much as well. And our relationship and our bond just keeps getting stronger and stronger. And every time that we get to share time together, it's a blessing to me.
Yes, bro. Thank you, man. It really is. And I'm filled with gratitude, brother. I'm excited about May because, man, like just can't get any better, bro. Like it's 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 a special thing, man. And
Mm,
reach out, let us know. You don't be afraid. Hit us up if you got questions about it. You got concerns. There's no hidden nothing. It's
okay.
this is what we do, man. This is what we live. This is our calling. It's everything that uh God would have for it to be, man, for us to come together. As Sifu said, man, you walk away with a working document, something that you could hold, that's intangible, that you could utilize, man, wherever you are on the journey, just like Sifu
Mm,
said, wherever you are. It's not for one specific element. It's this is for real leaders that want to continue, man, to grow that leadership acumen, to be better in the home, be better in your community, be better in your workspace, be better in your organization, your teams, man. And these are the cheat codes. These are the moments where it's like, okay, that's an opportunity for a cheat code. I could go
mm.
get this cheat code, man. There's really not cheating. It's really dang on tapping back into myself so I can go to another level. So, man, it's always a pleasure, Sifu. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And just quickly, if you feel you have no value after day one, we'll give you your money back.
Indeed. 100%, bro.
That's how we stand behind what we believe in.
That's right.
So, money back. Hello, people. Where have you ever been to an event where they'll say, "I'll give you your money back if you don't like what we have to offer"?
Not too
I've
many
never been.
places. Yeah, not too many.
I've never been to one ever.
Not
I've
too
been to
many, man.
thousands of them.
Not too many, bro. I'm telling you. And I love that we stand firm on that, bro, because it's not about us. It's just not. It's not about us, man. We're going to learn just as much, as well. It's a think tank, man. It's a lab. Get ready to put your white, laboratory coat on, and then let's get to work, man. This is not party and BS. This is really getting to work, man. We're needed out here.
Mm,
In whatever space that we're in, you all. Like, Angelina, I pray to God that you get with us, and I pray you come. Because we need you, Angelina.
mm.
We unify together. Like I said, congrats on going out to London, and I know that'll be before we actually execute in May, but you're gonna rock it out there, and they're gonna want you to come back. And the next time you go back, you're even more tight within the repertoire of who you are as a leader. That's what
Every
this is
day,
about, bro. This
every
this
day
is
we are.
that's it. So, man, it's exciting, Sifu. Very exciting, brother.
She's got you, man. I got you.
Yeah.
Love it, love
Robbie
it.
Lighter done jumped in. I see you out there, Robbie. No, you're good. You're good. We've been talking about you the whole episode, dang near. So, not the whole, but make sure you go back and listen, Robbie. Because we were talking about your post, man, and how
Mm.
pivotal that post is in terms of the lives lost out there in overseas. So
All right. I got
yeah,
to book another
yep,
show. Would you believe it?
yep.
So, God bless you, everybody. Love you all. Take care.
Peace.
Unify leadership. Let's move. Let's lead. Let's ride. Unify leadership. Light the flame. Turn it up loud. Remember the name.